Breaking news: the Zimbabwe Republic Police confirms that one armed robber was been shot dead and two injured when six armed robbers who came all the way from South Africa pounced on a house along Franklin Drive, Four Winds, Bulawayo. 4 firearms have been recovered at the scene. On 3rd of August, police in Victoria Falls arrested 3 juveniles aged 9, 11 and 13 years old for unlawful entry into premises and theft, in which the suspects stole bicycle service kits and pumps, stationery, and lock sets at Jabulani Primary School. The police is appealing for information which may lead to the arrest of Felani Muntanga, Shelton Muntanga, Silent Muntanga and Fortunate Muntanga, who are wanted for a murder case which occurred at Royal Mine, Philabusi. The victim, aged 22 years, died at his homestead on 5th of August after he was assaulted with logs and an axe by the suspects who accused him of harboring intentions of assaulting Felani Muntanga. Investigations are in progress. Police in Harare are investigating circumstances surrounding the recovery of a Honda Fit motor vehicle, registration number ADX 1619, which had 16 goats crammed in the boot on April 5, 2021 in a bushy area near Shamba Tollgate in Highlands. The 5 suspects who were evading the tollgate and roadblock through a dust road fled from the scene. Investigations have established that the goats were stolen in Mutawatawa. The owner of the Honda Fit has since been arrested by the police. More information to follow. On 4th of August, police in Bulawayo arrested Joseph Moyo, 20 years, Austin and Lovu, 19 years old, and Gladys Chuma, 24 years old, in connection with theft and robbery cases which occurred in Bulawayo. The arrest cleared 2 robbery cases in which the suspects stole $40 cash from 2 complainants they had given lift in 2 different occasions in Pumula North and along Gawanda Road, Bulawayo in July 2021. Police in Beitbridge arrested Luke Mashevo, 30 years old, Simbarash Mubai, 30 years old, and Brian Wenga, 30 years, in connection with a robbery case which occurred on 30th of July in which the trio robbed 2 victims 5,300 rands cash and a cell phone after they had given them a lift from Beitbridge to Rutenga. On 3rd of August, police in Masvingo impounded a Rimby Travel and Tours bus which had 45 passengers on board. The driver and 38 passengers who had no requisite traveling documents were arrested for breaching immigration and COVID-19 nation lockdown measures. Police in Matobo arrested a 16-year-old juvenile for infanticide after she gave birth and killed the child, which she then wrapped in a cloth before hiding the body at a mountain in Lalamkanto village, Galati area. Investigations are in progress. 55 years old and Mafios Choto, 60 years old, for operating clinics and selling pharmaceutical drugs without licenses in Mhangura. The duo appeared before Chinhoyi magistrates' courts where they were convicted and sentenced to a fine of 150,000 each Zimbabwean dollars. The recovered drugs were destroyed as required in terms of the Drugs and Allied Substances Act. The police confirms the arrest of Tatenda Mazive, 20 years, in connection with a spate of theft of motor vehicles which occurred during the period extending from June 2020 to July 2021 in and around Kadoma. The suspect mainly targeted to steal parked Honda Fit motor vehicles at the complainant's place of residence. The arrest cleared 7 cases of theft of motor vehicles and led to the recovery of 4 stolen vehicles. Investigations are in progress. Police in Sipapa are investigating circumstances surrounding a case of robbery which occurred on 2nd of August at Ziakupa Hardware, Jimala Business Center, in which a shopkeeper, 24, was attacked and robbed 15,640 rands cash by 3 suspects. Meanwhile, police in Harare are investigating circumstances surrounding a robbery case which occurred on 2nd of August in Eastview, in which 6 suspects armed with an unidentified pistol, hammer and knives stormed the complainant's house and robbed him of $4,500 and 30,000 Zimbabwean dollars cash. The suspects also stole the complainant's Nissan Caravan motor vehicle, which was later recovered dumped into Fare. Anyone with information to contact any nearest police station. Police in Mlambuzi are appealing for information which may lead to the arrest of Alfred Chuma alias Mbis, 20 years, who is wanted for a murder case which occurred on 2nd of August at Mambo Village, Nokmano area. The suspect, who was fighting with the victim, 40 years old, fatally struck him with a log on the head and stomach after the victim had insulted him. Meanwhile, police in Bindura arrested Owen Kudzai Kudurai, 27 years old, for a case of murder which occurred on 2nd of August at Bruton Farm. The suspect fatally hit the victim, 89 years old, with an axe on the head after a quarrel in which he accused the victim of bewitching him. Investigations are in progress. Woman acquitted on trumped-up charges of assaulting police officer. Rusate Magistrate Rufaro Mangwiro has acquitted a 27-year-old woman who had been on trial for allegedly assaulting or resisting a Zimbabwe Republic police officer in a case of spiteful vengeance after the law enforcement agent's sexual advances towards her were rebuffed. Nomada Chikunguru, who resides in Rusape in Manicaland province, was arrested on April 9, 2021 by some ZRP officers at around 11 p.m. and charged with assaulting or resisting a peace officer as defined in Section 176 of the Criminal Law, Codification and Reform Act. Chikunguru was accused of refusing to be apprehended by shouting and throwing stones at Constable Brian Kosu and assaulting him when police officers, who included Assistant Inspector Chisnia, Assistant Inspector Dambu, Constable Musa, Constable Makwarimba and Constable Masuka, among others, were deployed to enforce some regulations to curb the spread of coronavirus. During trial, prosecutors told Magistrate Mangwiro that Chikunguru acted unlawfully by refusing to be arrested and shouting and throwing stones at Constable Kosu and assaulting him when police officers who were on night patrol raided a bottle store at Mabazava shopping center. Chikunguru, prosecutors said, was caught by a police dog as ZRP officers were reportedly trying to disperse a riotous mob. However, Magistrate Mangwiro recently acquitted Chikunguru after a full trial. In her defense, Chikunguru, who was represented by Peggy Tabagids of Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, argued that the charges leveled against her were a fabrication to cover up for abuse of power and brutality by Kosu, and that she was a victim of police brutality who required the protection of the law. The 27-year-old woman told Magistrate Mangwiro that she was arrested while she was going home from her workplace at Rusape General Hospital, where she is employed as a mortician by Heritage Funeral Parlor. Chikunguru charged that she was ill-treated by Kosu after she spurned his sexual advances, and that some police officers had refused to assist her to report a case against the police officer, had to engage Tabagids to file a complaint against ZRP officers.